Hey guys, it's Forge Guy here with another forging podcast. And today I'm covering Chapter 7 in Godly Perfection's Guide, Combat Congestion and Traffic. This is where it all comes together, guys. Everything in the past few episodes, I'm going to try and start putting it together for you. So you've learned the fundamentals, and now it's time to understand one of the key elements or standard procedures that we do use as map makers. It's time to understand that why we use multiple paths or why we use incentives and deterrents. It's time to tie it all together. Let's learn a little bit. So, what is combat congestion? Let's start out with that. Combat congestion is where the players meet and clash a lot. It's an area of high traffic, and it's often disorganized. And that's perfect if that's what you want. But if it's not what you want, pay attention because I'm going to teach you how to fix it. So one of the standard, one of the standard practices we use in this industry of Forge is to make multiple pathways around the map. This helps you avoid combat congestion. It's not a surefire cure, but it will reduce the chance that you're going to have combat congestion. And next, you want to put together your deterrence incentives and all your path manipulation skills and principles into encouraging players to take paths they normally wouldn't with incentives and deter them from taking paths that are very commonly taken, with deterrents. So you want to just use all of your aspects of path manipulation, and it just helps to avoid combat congestion. There's not a whole lot of clashing, and combat seems to be more organized. Well, there is nothing wrong with it if that's what you want. Say you are building a map that is a bridge, and they start on the other side, and they run towards the center, and the objective is in the center. Say they have to blow up the bridge or something. That's a good scenario. It's disorganized combat. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It actually sounds like a pretty good invasion map. But if that's not what you're going for, this concept to avoiding traffic is to combine all these skills that we've been talking about. Also, with some skills coming, you want to combine them with some skills coming up, like eye-catching, area introduction, color contrast, screen real estate. You remember back to knowledge is power, right? Well, say if they don't know where the weapon is, how would they know if it's an incentive? It's not going to influence the players if they don't know it's there. Is what I'm trying to stab at. And also deterrents are going to work the same way. They're not going to work effectively if players don't know they're there. So, you got to use you've got to point them out, and I'll be talking to you about how to do that in these next couple ones that I've named, which are coming up in the next chapters. Those are the very next ones. You're done with the fundamentals, guys. Congratulations. You are starting to actually put them into practice. Now, it is at this point I strongly suggest that you start making a map and try, it doesn't have to be great, by the way, just try to use all of these elements that I've been saying and try and get into a good habit of using them. I also suggest that you look back on all of the episodes so far, re-listen to them as you're making this map. Try really hard to focus on using all of the aspects, or have a revolutionary idea that uses none of them. Just try and use the knowledge that I'm giving you. Because if you don't use this knowledge, you're going to have a bad first impression. And bad first impressions lead to no more playthroughs. You're going to lose people that way. So please, use this knowledge from this guide. Also, I strongly suggest that you have this guide on hand. It is great. I strongly suggest that you print it out and have it by your console whenever you're forging. But it's 48 pages, so I don't expect you to do that. It is a great guide, though. You should at least have it on your computer. If you're following through these episodes, I strongly suggest it. Please do it. I'm just trying to tie everything together and help you guys see the bigger picture. You guys, you're moving on. And, sorry, I'm getting a little repetitive and talking myself in circles, but the way you do avoid combat traffic is through all of these methods together. So if this ever happens on a playtest, go back, work on your fundamentals, get back in the game, and just try your best to fix it. All right? So I will be doing another podcast really soon. It won't be as like 3-day gaps and stuff. It's whenever I get a chance now. And the next one's going to be eye-catching. So we're going to talk about how you're going to use certain objects and color of objects for purposes to draw the attention to that point. Like maybe you're highlighting a weapon or something, or an objective. Either way, we're going to cover it all very soon. It's going to start picking up from here. So be sure to subscribe and download any episodes you're missing and re-listen to all of the episodes that you have. I'm Forge Guy, and it only gets better from here, guys.